And you're very welcome back. It's Ireland with a 2-love lead in this tie against Russia. So we've come down to a pretty critical men's doubles. Mark Phelan alongside me once again. Alistair Casey for this men's doubles in green for Ireland. Jonathan Dolan.
Hello, hello.
And Sam McGee. And in blue for Russia, Anatoly Yartsev and Rodion Kargev.
Hey, at least these guys have got their own shirts.
Yeah, for sure. I think we were speaking off camera, Alistair, and this is a must-win for the Irish.
I think this is critical.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think the ladies' doubles and the mixed doubles, which is to follow, are going to go to Russia. So this is a must-win.
In the umpire's chair, Carol Niaril, Ireland's BWF accredited umpire. Umpired at the Olympics, last 2 Olympics actually, and Seamus Halpin in the service judge's chair. And this new partnership for Ireland only formed a couple of tournaments ago against these youngsters from Russia. I certainly know Yartsev as a singles player in the past. One of the few in juniors that beat Viktor Axelsson. Good flick serve, Alistair.
Good start from the Irish.
Sam was able to disguise that flick serve of his pretty good. Strong defense from Dolan.
Again with the slow haul, I think it's so important that the serve and receive. The Irish get onto the receive very quickly, get it down into the mid-court, and control the net just like that. They've started well. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, push down in the corner was very good, but a little bit of miscommunication, misunderstanding from the Irish. Of course, as I said, just a new pairing, so still finding their way, finding their feet. The duo. Whoop, a little bit of luck for Sam McGee. Oh, completely mistimed.
Yes.
The smash from Yartsev.
I nearly had to switch the mic off there.
Great shot from Dolan.
Fantastic intensity this game's been started with now.
In the end, the lift from Sam on the backhand side, just too short. Easy for Karkev at the net.
I think the Russian boys realise as well that this is a critical match. No more friendly badminton.
Yeah, a lot of hand slapping, and you know they're pumped for it.
Listening to your co-commentator at the Scottish Open, Dan Travers doesn't really like hand slapping.
No, he doesn't.
He's very against it,
He
apparently.
doesn't like hand slapping, and he doesn't like long hair. Victoria Williams had this long, flowing blonde hair, and Dan was just wishing it would get caught in her racket on her backswing, but it never did. So
What about bum patting? Are we allowed to do that?
I'll ask him the next time. Bum patting with the racket, the little bum pat. Oh yeah, yeah, that's allowed. Just out.
That's
Yeah.
good attacking play from Sam.
Didn't hold anything back on that smash.
Sam has started this game well. He looks very fired up front. He needs to maintain his dominance. But he's been controlling the net so far. Oof. Great
Serve and
return.
return in the third point in the rally, so important as we all know in men's doubles. Oh, that's a string gone.
You know, I've been training with these guys for the last month, and nobody breaks as many strings as Johnny Dolan.
It's funny, I was talking to Tim Willis, you know Tim,
Yeah.
the stringing guy for Yonex. And he was telling me about Carson Morganson.
Yeah.
Danes, what are they? We're number 3 at the moment, I think. And he strings his racket to 14.5 kilograms, whatever that is in old money pounds, something like 34, 36
34,
pounds,
yeah,
something
34.
like this. And he breaks fewer strings than anybody else.
Because he hits in because he's
It comes off the sweet spot
oh,
90% of the time.
because I'm just gonna say it. Johnny's a guy that will swing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and if you look at the miss hits, if we get an opportunity to do this this week, all of his broken strings are all the top of his racket,
Yeah.
side of the racket. I'm not joking. He's breaking 6 rackets a week in training. Trains hard, pushes really hard in training.
Yeah.
Swings at everything, and he's stringing 30 pounds plus as well.
Okay. Interval 11:10. Yartsev not happy with the last call, but yeah, if you're going to string at that tension, it's going to have to come off the sweet spot. Otherwise, you'll be
I mean,
outlaying a lot of time and then money in restringing.
I string my rackets at 30, 31 now.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, when I went up to that tension, similar problem. You're punished very quickly for miss hits.
Yeah.
But it was good for me because it taught me more control because I just didn't want to keep restringing my rackets.
Yeah.
I don't think Johnny's too bothered about that.
Johnny's come back into the Irish setup with a new and renewed focus, and spent 1 or 2 years in his earlier junior days sort of in the wilderness, a little bit bewildered and a little bit frustrated with the setup. But under Richard Vaughan, certainly Badminton Ireland seems to be heading in the right direction and giving new opportunities to the juniors. And I think Johnny is one of the ones that's really grabbed the bull by the horns, and as you said, trains hard, works hard.
You know, his work rate and his work ethic in the last month has been fantastic.
I was
Pushes very, very hard.
I was sitting courtside in his match. I was sitting behind the service judge, taking photographs in his match against Kukal in in Scotland, and mid-rally, Kukal had to dive over towards the service judge. And while he was turning and still in the rally, he says, "What are you feeding these guys in Ireland?" It was funny. But Johnny played a really good controlled singles game. It'll be interesting to see how he manages singles with doubles.
Well, we'll get the opportunity this evening to see Johnny in the second match against Sweden. Kargev here serving, sporting the standard issue Russian haircut. Where umpires now are so observant they remind you to tie your shoelaces. Oh.
I think Johnny was going. He was actually going to play a flick and change his mind. He saw Yartsev moving. That's good play from Sam. That's the way they like to play. They like to get Johnny at the rear court, Sam in around the net. Sam knows he's not the most powerful guy from the rear.
Oh, very quick into the midcourt there.
Yeah, Yartsev seemed to read Dolan very well, anticipated it.
Again, the Irish just hanging in there.
Oh. I think Johnny will feel he probably deserved that. Good interception early in the rally. Just getting the look of the net court. Shake of the racket from Dolan to his opponent.
Oh. I just have to question the focus a little of the Russians in all three matches today.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a great serve.
Great serve in the two. Yartsev looking Dolan down the barrel of a gun. Man, he was quick to get back to it, to be fair, and somehow got it over the net.
No eyeballing, please. Ah, again.
That's a poor return.
The Russians controlling this game. And bang, 1916.
Out.
That's a fairly ridiculous miss.
Yeah. Sam will certainly be disappointed with that finish. Open court.
That's messy. It's just, for me, it's just messy. That's a fairly ridiculous miss.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. In the end, the simple down the middle push. Sam McGee, the Irish who take the first game. Open court. 21-17, and pretty much value for that. A good second half of that game, Alistair, for the Irish.
That's messy. It's just, for me, it's just messy.
The Russians, I think, I certainly know Yartsev played most of his junior badminton. Well, the bit I saw of him playing was always singles. Does he look like a singles player playing doubles?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
I'm going to go back to just questioning the focus. Fairly ridiculous miss. The Russians
In the end,
in all 3 matches.
simple
so
down the
far.
middle push. Sam
I don't want to sound here
Irish
like
take the first game. Open court, 21-17, and pretty
not
much
wanting the
value
Irish
for
to
that. A
win
good
or
second
anywhere
half of
the
that
Irish
game,
not
Alistair,
playing
for the
well
Irish.
here, but that's messy. It's just, for me, it's just
I
I
just
just feel it's
The Russians, I think, I certainly know Yartsev
not as important as it
played
maybe
most of his
could be
junior badminton.
to the Russians.
Well, the
they're
bit I
certainly
saw
getting
of him
good-
playing
getting a
was
good
all
telling
the
off
singles.
from their coach,
Does he look
so,
like a singles player playing doubles?
Uh,
She's been there, done that, and
I
bought
wouldn't say
all the
so.
T-shirts.
I'm
She'd
going to
certainly
go back. She's wearing them.
Yeah, she'll want their men to win for sure.
And again, I just felt in that first set, the Russians looked the strongest. I feel Sam very effectively trying to control the net. Did well to keep controlling the net. The Russians look stronger, and then there's just this lapse of points again. So hopefully we see a better showing in the second set from the Russians.
Yeah, they certainly have to want it. And they don't look at or didn't look at towards the end of that first game.
I don't care if it's a friendly match. I would be saying right now, come on. Don't just play well for 7 points.
Yeah. Straight away, the Irish starting off with a left off at the beginning of the first game, and
That's, good.
that's
It's just-
better. Good awareness from Yartsev.
Big hand slaps are back. That's a great turn there. The commotion there behind the court from the line judges. Somebody just completed a level in Candy Crush.
Man, they're all obsessed by Candy Crush. I just don't get it.
I hate it.
I'm
Hate-
just crap at it.
I hate it. I hate it more than green. If anybody wants to know, I'm on level 200. Please send me extra lives.
I just wish people would stop inviting me to play Candy Crush. Anyway, back to the match. 4-3. 1 set to the good, the Irish, and already 2 matches to the good, so pretty much in pole position. Yeah, well,
Oh.
Johnny just taking it into his own hands. Shuttle landed in.
You know, I've seen a lot of incorrect calls so far from the line judges. It's going to get interesting when the open starts.
Yeah. Good smash.
That's good. Yeah, that's good from Johnny.
Yeah, the line judges here today are a transition year school. I'm not sure. In Ireland, we have a transition year in like 4th year,
Okay.
where they literally take a year out of serious academic studies and focus more on personal development and skills like this for a year, where they do. I know my own son is certainly in that year in school, and they had to set up a bank and run a bank from their school.
How old are they when they do this?
Fourth year in school, which is normally 16,
They take a whole year.
a whole year. So it's actually an extra year in school. We used to have only 5 years, but now they have 6 years in secondary school. When it started off originally, it was sort of seen as an easy year, but not anymore. There's a lot of there's still exams and things like that, but more on
Well, it
more with life skills.
seems a little like a few of these line judges don't even want to be here.
No, that's what it looks like for sure, and it'll have to change once tomorrow starts.
Oh, some mistakes now from the Irish. 8-all. Again, I just feel that the hall is slow enough that we're not getting a lot of smashes on the floor.
Yeah.
The game's going to be won and lost, serve and receive. And who's more aggressive around the net? And so far, Sam is the man. He's been doing that quite well. That's great net.
Yeah. The
Russians hit harder as well.
Yeah, they hit harder for sure. I was about to say that, Alistair. But that was a really good net from Yartsev to set up the attack.
But I think the Russians are not being able to use their strength. I think the slow haul is helping the Irish here, making it easier to get some stuff back.
I remember Yartsev as a 6-year-old turning up at the European junior event with a full beard. No, he was he was a man against boys at that.
And he hit harder than everyone in the hall.
Exactly.
It's always my memory of Russian players, generally, the men.
It's the interval lead for the Russians. 2 points, slender lead.
And the jacket comes back out.
Yeah. Scrappy rallies at the opening of that second game, but the last couple of points you can see, as you were saying about the Russians, and it was about Permanova beforehand, so they come in and out of focus.
Just swings of points.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you just can't, as a top level player, you just at this level you just cannot afford swings of points. You know, if you're going to lose, then you know they have to win it. You cannot be just. It's just a bit error strewn. And I'm sure we're going to see different players in the Open. I think the Russians look a little bit, I don't know, you say tired from travel or
I just think
disinterested?
I think genuinely and honestly, I think disinterested is the proper term to use. But I think
Surely still, I mean, dare I say it, you don't want to lose to Ireland.
no,
Russia's a great, strong
they've-
badminton nation.
they have a great pedigree in European badminton for sure.
And it's on the line now. You know, they're starting to try and turn this. So that's
That's
a
it.
great shot from Dolan.
But I think also the emergence of Jonathan Dolan has pushed the more the more established Irish players to a new level. You know, there is somebody coming behind to maybe put a little pressure on us.
I think it can only be good.
Yep, it has to be good, and it is good. You can see that there's a new focus. And for me, it's good also that most of them are all at home, training at home, out in Marino in the national setup, which is also a BWF accredited centre, which you're availing of for the last couple of weeks, I assume.
I have been,
And
yeah.
then
And obviously they are continuing to strengthen the unit. I think bringing in Erwin Saya
yeah,
to lead the training is.
that's been a very good appointment.
I think it's very shrewd. I think that the group that, that we have here, of the Irish players, they're a good group. They have the potential to go very far. And bringing in someone like Irwin, um, he's going to lend his playing expertise.
The last time I saw him, he was with Cyprus.
He's
Was he?
he's now over here. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
he's left Cyprus to. He was out in Cyprus for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I think. Told me he wanted to learn his trade. I think he was after a tan. Originally from Sumatra, I was like,
Yeah,
come
well,
on,
he wasn't
Cyprus
short
must
of
be
a tan to start with. So.
Cyprus must be a bit cold compared to Sumatra. A bit safer as well.
Probably. Although I've been to Cyprus and I've took my life in my hands a few times in their nightclubs back in the day. Oh, that was horrific net.
The Russians are clearly playing with more urgency, and I'm just thinking it's too little, too late.
Kargev was all over that shuttle at the net and played it way too high and easy for the Irish.
Oh, that's great. Crouch
Yeah.
defense there from Sam. Does he play at the net in the mixed? Just starting to think that the Russians just aren't going to win anything today.
I assume all 5 matches are played. I assume so.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have to be played.
Maybe.
The Russians better start doing something about it now. Oof. That's how you break a string.
Yeah. Tatiana Bivic coming around to collect the broken string.
Sporting another Russian jacket.
Yeah. Oh, we're certainly getting our money's worth in broken strings this match.
I mean, I get my string for free, but I'm Scottish. I'm just cheap. I don't like all this breakage. I think the first thing Irwin should be working with him on is hitting in the middle of the racket.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, easier said than done in the middle of a fast rally in men's doubles. Johnny has a real long backswing on his short serve.
He holds it though. He still
Yeah, he
still
does. He does. Yeah.
There's still quite. He releases it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Again, the Irish go 1 point ahead, 17-16.
Very long backswing.
Ooh. Precarious. 17 all.
Yeah. You can see Yartsev mid-rally, hunting the net, rushing the net. Good anticipation from the Russian.
I think they just isolated Johnny there a little bit and then at the right time picked on him. It's a nice turn from the Russians, but I felt that the space was too large. Johnny should have been, or across the court there. Looking for the space down the line. Big point.
Yeah, for sure. This is a big point. That's a good
That
rally
is a
from the
fantastic
Irish.
shot.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the difference between Johnny and Sam. Sam is looking for these opportunities. He's hunting.
Not a time for a bad serve.
Yeah.
Game point to the
I was
Russians.
just about to say Sam's natural habitat's at the front. And he's done that 2 in a row.
Yeah, you could see it. Like I didn't want the 10 fake, but you could see the anxiety almost when he was setting up for the return. And it's 1 game all. The Russians have turned it around. Poor end to that game, really, from the Irish. Bad serve from Sam to give away game point, and then return equally as bad.
I think with the speed of the haul, I think it's important that both players, Sam and Johnny, get up the front of the court. I think Johnny hangs back a little bit. And I don't think there's any need to, because with the speed of the haul, short length, I think that both of them should be really trying to get on the net. Because whoever lifts high in this game is going to lose. There's been a few good examples of both Yartsev and Kargev. Didn't want to mispronounce. I told you you're on pronunciations this week.
I'd say we're mispronouncing him anyway, but once you make it sound like you know what you're saying, that's half the battle.
Better than calling him bowl cut. Wonder if they all share the same bowl. But they've shown you very good examples of getting forward into and attacking the midcourt aggressively. So, an important start. Who's your money on? Third set. You gonna be biased?
Who's my money on? I still think Russia are going to win this 3-2. the overall match. So I always feel when you go into these third games that it might be 1-1, but it's the pair that just won the second game have the momentum. And it's the pair who won the first game will feel that they're sort of pedaling uphill again.
Yeah.
So
I feel if we go back to the start of the first set and the way that the first game was played, I felt that both of the Irish boys were quick. They had the ascendancy, and I just feel as the game has progressed, they're not as sharp, they're not as quick. Either they're slowing down, of course the Russians are playing a little bit better, but it's so important that the Irish get control of this game now. Johnny needs to get forward. I think he hangs back, and I think that they create space in the midcourt.
yeah, for sure.
Sam is naturally more inclined, like you said, to push forward, to look for the net. But I don't think Johnny can afford to not play the same way. Sam needs to cut out the serve and receive errors.
When Sam serves like that, he has this snatching technique. See from Yartsev, there was a more fluid backhand serve. Johnny's, even though the backswing is quite long, it's still a
Or
fluid
it's
connection.
smooth. It comes off nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
Oof.
Karagev, if you watch him from his smash from the rear court, he takes the shuttle really low and he goes to smash it. Definitely going to have tennis elbow by the time he's 30 years of age. Ooh.
Tell you what, though, they know how to get the angle,
Yeah.
and that's all wrist, no elbow.
Yeah.
Tennis wrist.
Five all, one set apiece.
Oof.
Powerful.
Oh, that's messy. Yartsev knows.
Oh,
Great
right
serve.
right in the corner. Perfect serve.
We're in perfect position here to throw chairs if they call that out.
See, can Sam settle on this serve? Ooh, alliteration.
Another flick, a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, he was under a little pressure on his short, so we'll probably see that a lot more flicking from Sam.
Oh, Johnny. You know, and nothing wrong with it. If it's working, flick them every time.
True.
He seems to have just thrown them. This is what I worry about with Johnny. I think I don't question his commitment, and he's going to go, but it's just the ability to hang, the ability to keep the shuttle in.
Good. That was better from Dolan. Rack it up, waiting for the interception.
Maybe it's his last racket. He's scared to break strings now. I don't know.
Woo!
Tell you, the Irish have clearly told each other to keep flicking. There was a little message from Sam there to Johnny before the last serve.
I thought it was in, but
I really like what both of the Irish boys have done here with their varying their serve. They've really mixed up their serving. It's just changed the rhythm of the match. The Russians do not look comfortable again. I think you can see it.
yeah, now you can see the frustration from
I think
Yartsev.
what the Irish have done, very smart in the last few points. Several flicks in a row, nearly like, seriously, you flicking me again? In a white serve.
Yeah.
Just destabilize the Russians. I don't think you want to allow the Russians to pound on you and come at you, and they've upset them.
Yeah, you can certainly see it as Yartsev is leaving the court. Body language, very frustrated.
Just trying to listen in here. I don't speak Indonesian.
I don't speak the same language as Dan McGee, so he is his Northern Donegal twang. I've got my.
They say they don't understand me. I don't understand a word they're saying. Let's see. Let's hope the Irish boys can take advantage of this lead.
Yes, easy for McGee to finish it off. Again, varying the serve, going short this time. Flick.
I would,
Watch. Watch.
keep flicking. I would, you know,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I commend them for it, and I think
Yeah.
that you know, a lot the way we're coached is we're told you cannot flick, you cannot flick. We don't, I think, coach enough. Doing whatever you need to do to win. You know, and if it's working and it's unpredictable and it's destabilizing, do not short serve. Keep flick serve.
Yeah. The Russians were certainly set up for that. You could see them.
But
Nice crouch defense.
that's the weak area as well. I think of Sam and Johnny is getting it past Sam at the net because Johnny's not looking for the midcourt the way I feel I would want him to. And they seem to now be picking on him. See how the next few rallies play out, but it's back to 12-11 already.
Little word in the ear from Sam to Johnny.
Eyeballing going on here. You eyeballing me?
Oh, great rally.
No question. They're going after Dolan.
Yeah. But he stood up to him on that occasion. Alistair stood firm. Don't think, you know, he's not going to be a pushover for sure.
Oh, bad shot there from Yartsov.
Yeah, but clinical on the stick smash from Dolan. 15-11. This is a healthy lead going into the business end of this third set.
Take all the pressure off the ladies' doubles. Oh, again. How many flick serves?
I think 80% of them are a flick at the moment. They should have done better.
This is a critical part of the game now for me.
Superb reception and push. McGee.
Or when Saya getting a little animated from the chair there. You in the job? Talk to me of wanting great success for the Irish team. He wants results.
Five-point lead.
Game over?
I'd like to think so for sure.
Another flick. I think they flicked 90% of their last serves.
Oh, superb from Dolan. Great deception. Showed the smash. Just a soft drop. The Russians were set up in defense. And really at 18-12, you would expect the Irishmen to go on and take this game. Johnny just taking his eye off the shuttle. Good return from Dolan.
Oh.
Oh, superb cross court.
I don't commentate anymore, I just make noises. It's a nervy rally there for me. The Irish boys to take this.
You couldn't question Karakev's determination to get to it for sure. You know, the Russians are in this and they still want to win this. With 19-13, that nice flick, the wrist cross court at the net from Dolan. 7 match
One
points.
mistake too many.
Yeah.
Mistake too many.
7 match points on the serve now of Jonathan Dolan. Yeah, and that's the way to do it. This time, Dolan at the net, hunting the net, providing the winning cross-court net shot for the Irish, and it's a 3-0 lead, unassailable lead now for the Irish, and a good.
Fantastic third set from the boys there.
Yeah, they really did well in that third game, and credit to them. And look like they have the chemistry to move forward and do some damage on the circuit. And as Carol Niaril calls the scores, a 3-love lead for the Irish. Match over and done with, still two games to come. It's women's doubles next. Bolatova and Kosaskaya against Jenny King and Aisling Ryan. And the final mixed doubles will be Tony Murphy and Jenny King against Andrei Ashmarin and Anastasia Jerevikova.
You only got one racket left. He's good too.
Next match on court will be a women's doubles. From Russia, please welcome Ekaterina Balatova and Eugenia Kosakaya. And from Ireland, please welcome Jenny King and Aisling Ryan. Umpires, Seamus Halpin, service judge, Donald Hurley.
Видел микрофон? Там его чуть не воткнуло.
Hello,
Hi.
you are
Yes.
Ekaterina
Yes.
Balatova
Yes.
and
Евгения.
Eugenia Kosakaya.
Косевская.
Kosakaya.
Записывай.
Kosakaya.
Они жмут Косевская. Ой, не жмут руки. А? Мне руки не жмут. Их не
Hey, Johnny.
Эй,
Ashley.
Кто не жмут?
Right. Katarina. Header.
Head.
Tails.
Не трогай.
Really smooth shape.
What?
Really smooth.
Choice. Have a seat choice.
This court. This side.
You come on the right. Serve receipt. Who's gonna, Jenny? Who's gonna receive? Who's gonna receive? You're gonna receive. Jenny's gonna receive. Who's gonna serve? Serve.
represented by Jenny King and Aisling Ryan. Russian serve, Ekaterina Balatova, Jenny King. Love all. Play.
So we've reached the fourth match of the 5-match series. Ireland against Russia. Russia again in blue, Ireland in green, and it's already game over in terms of the overall score of the tie. Ireland have won won the first 3 matches, so by default have won the tie. But this women's doubles and the mixed doubles, you would certainly expect the Russians to win. Bolatova, who is a regular player now on the European circuit, partnering Kosovskaya, who is more of a singles player. Semi-finalist at the European Juniors in singles. Kosovskaya in what was a weak European Juniors, I must add. But
Service over.
certainly, I think they certainly have too much for this Irish pair.
1.
Yeah, I hasten to say that I believe this match will be over quite quickly, which
4,
is
1.
refreshing for ladies doubles. Oh dear.
Service over. 2, 4.
My name's Mark Phelan.
Oh, lazy shot from Kosovskaya.
3,
All
4.
complaints, care of Richard Vaughan at Badminton Ireland.
Service over. 5, 3. Six.
Jenny, who normally
3.
plays doubles with Sinead Chambers from Northern Ireland. I think Sinead is probably concentrating on qualification for the Commonwealth Games.
I notice there's a lot of the Northern Irish are out
Yeah,
Service over.
travelling. There was a lot of them last week at
4.
the Welsh.
6.
qualification period now for obviously the Commonwealths in Glasgow in the summer.
What is the criteria? Are you aware of the criteria for the Northern Irish?
I have absolutely no idea, but I assume you
Service
have to
over.
play some tournaments and gain some points as a pairing.
7.
I was told what was for me a very interesting idea that the Northern Irish can represent Ireland or the United Kingdom
Yes.
in the Olympics.
Yes, absolutely. That's always been the case.
Never knew that.
Yeah,
Is
always been the case.
I am therefore surprised that we haven't had more English move to Northern Ireland to try and qualify for the Olympics for Ireland. Because you don't need citizenship. You just need to be a resident of Northern Ireland.
9, 4.
That was the loophole that was explained to me, and I'm surprised at it. Or maybe I've just put it out there and somebody's going to do it.
No, I don't think so. I think you have to be.
Northern Irish are,
You have to
are
be.
British citizens, British passports,
Service over.
but they
5,
can represent Ireland
9.
in the Olympics.
Yes, but you cannot be English and go to Northern Ireland and represent Ireland in the Olympics, Republic of Ireland.
What
You have to be.
Service
You have
over.
to be.
10.
You have to
5.
be born in Northern Ireland.
what qualifies you to change to Northern Irish?
Well, you can change, but there is a
Service
process like
over.
any. Say, like for example,
6,
Robert Blair had to
10.
go through his repatriation from
But it
being
won't-
English to Scottish.
But it won't require you getting a new passport.
Service over. 11.
Yeah,
6.
it requires
interval.
there's a time frame involved. So I think it's a 2-year time frame. So you'd have to have it planned well in advance.
Yeah, I've
But
noticed
certainly, it's for sure anybody who represents Northern Ireland or who's from Northern Ireland can play for GB, can represent GB in the Olympics if they were good enough.
we have a lot of the. I haven't checked. We have a lot of the Northern Irish down this week for the Open.
We have the usuals, yeah.
Court
Well, for
20
example,
seconds. Court 20
Tony
seconds.
Murphy, who's playing in Stubbles, is from the north. You got Sinead Chambers and Kieran Chambers. Sinead would be normally
11-6.
women's doubles.
Play.
with Jenny King. But you see Sinead playing with
12,
Kieran a lot
6.
now on the European circuit, primarily with the Commonwealth Games in mind.
Thirteen, 6.
The Russians are just too strong. Quick. Too strong, too consistent.
14, 6. Service over.
Hey, there's another pair
7,
of these
14.
non-Badminton gym shoes. Pull it over. Same pair?
They're ASIC shoes, yeah.
Service over.
Although the sole of them certainly, when
15,
when she's
7.
receiving serve, you'll see from the sole that they certainly look like a court shoe. It's just a different, seems to be a flatter. They don't have the arch. Certainly a lot of pro players you would
Service
see them
over.
favouring ASIC shoes.
8,
Very well
15.
regarded shoe.
Yeah.
I've worn one pair. They were comfortable. A lot of badminton players speak very highly of them.
Yeah.
Very good
Service
shoe.
over.
That's
16,
one thing I always say
8.
to any juveniles or juniors I'd be coaching. They'll say, which racket will I get? I say, first thing you do is make sure you get yourself a good pair of shoes. Probably the most important piece of kit in your bag.
17, 8.
The answer to that question is any Yonex racket.
Service over.
Welcome to the
9,
Carrollton Irish Open.
17.
Of course, that's okay because Carlton don't do shoes.
How many times can I say Yonex this week?
Service over.
Yonex
18,
USA.
9.
So back to the match and double scores, 18-9. The Russians, as we expected, Alistair just way too strong. The Irish girls. Bolatova certainly looks like the real deal in women's doubles. I've seen her play
19,
this season and
9.
improve steadily. This is the first year I've seen her representing Russia.
Game point,
That was the
9.
next shot. Strong push. Hold first.
Game.
Way too easy for the Russians, 21-9, and a huge
First game
gulf
won by Russia.
in
21,
class in this
9.
women's doubles.
Russians always seem to sport out mixed bags as well. Retro, sorry, is the word.
Dan just saying to Aisling, you've got to make them work, you've got to move them around, make them feel like they're in a game.
Have any chance in the second set, they have to make the game more competitive right from the start.
The Russians already back out, ready to go.
Second game. Love all. Play. 1. Love.
The opportunity is there even to be a little bit more aggressive on the return of serve. You know, these casual lifts to the rear court is just,
2. Love.
it's all too passive. Don't win matches by defending. Ah,
3.
You know,
Love.
defense of the Irish ladies, they show moments of quickness, but they can't sustain it. As in, quick for 2 shots, and then the feet just don't keep moving. But there is quickness there. Just there again.
yeah.
Cannot move.
4. Love. Five. Love.
It's hopefully not going to turn into too heavy a beating.
Bolatova is just the net and staying there. And Ash is
6. Love.
6 love.
Well, it was.
7.
But
Love.
I think the Irish girls here are a little lost as to what their options are.
Now the push,
Service over.
That's an option.
1. 7.
pushing Bolatova way too long over the baseline. Again, a good return of serve. 2 points in a row for the Irish.
7.
Nice aggressive punch clear. Well disguised from
Service
Bolatova. And
over.
then the smash.
8. 2. Service over. 3. 8.
One thing I've seen from Kosaskaya in particular before, I've seen her at least 2 or 3 times
Service
in
over.
my time watching her, which is probably
9.
over the last 4
3.
or 5 years. Get good leads and then switch off. And all of a sudden she's into 3 games. She's one of those sort of lazy type of players that'll just do the minimal possible
10.
to get through a game.
3.
Oh, no, not
But I don't think it's going to happen here. But
not grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory.
no.
I've done that a few times.
That's better. The Irish. Again. That
11,
punch clear
3,
from Bolatova.
interval.
was Great length, and then following it up at the net. 11-3, comfortable for the Russians.
I mean, of course, the Russians are just stronger all round, but if you ask me to pick the one thing that I feel the Irish girls need to work on is they're not quick on their feet. They're not as quick on their feet as they could be. They could fix that.
Yeah.
Demonstrated there with the punch clear. Stuck to the floor.
For 20 seconds. For 20 seconds.
But it's clear. It's clear that even the physical conditioning
Jenny, sorry.
of the Russians is far superior to the Irish.
11-3. Play. Twelve. 3.
I think they want to get this game finished and get back to the Marino Institute of Education
Yeah.
for a lovely stay. Oof. Ruthless.
13-3.
Bolatova looks determined to just end this as
14,
quickly as possible.
3. 15-3.
But even unpressured, there's too many unforced errors from the Irish.
I think the pressure they've mounted up so much on them now.
Yeah.
That,
16-3.
makes sense. Even under no pressure, they feel under pressure. They don't know what to do. There are no answers at the moment.
Seventeen, 3. Service over.
I just saw a Russian smile.
4-17.
Yeah, I think they're just taking it easy, enjoying themselves.
Service over. 18-4. Service over. 5-18. Six, 18.
The Russians now just trying shots they wouldn't normally try. They're in exhibition mode.
Service over. 19-6. 20. Match point.
The match point
6.
Yeah, match point now for the Russians in what has been a completely dominant display. Kosaskaya and
Service
Bolatova.
over.
That's a better return.
7,
Jenny,
20.
a little bit of aggression in it.
Game.
And that's it.
Disappointing shot to end the match on, but the Irish girls really not in with any chance in this match.
Yeah, it's certainly outclassed. And to be honest, I'm not sure that any of the four girls get anything constructive or positive
Match won
from
by
that
Russia,
game. All too
21-9,
easy for the
21-7.
Russians. We
Thank you.
could even see them laughing and joking amongst themselves midway through that second game. And a right hammering for the Irish, you know, and certainly does the confidence no good going into an Irish Open qualification tomorrow. What it means, it's the first victory for Russia in this tie. It's 3-1 now to Ireland. One match to go, mixed doubles. Ashmarin and Sharavikova for Russia against Tony Murphy and Jenny King will be back for the mix, so I assume we have a little bit of a break. And that'll be the final match before the 6 o'clock kick-off in the match between Ireland and Sweden.
Exciting match coming up at 6 o'clock between Ireland and Sweden.
Join us shortly for the final match. There's Russia v Ireland. Friendly here at the Baldoyle Badminton Centre, just preceding the Carlton Irish Open. It'll be, as said, Ashmarin and Sharavikova against Murphy and King.
Again, Jenny, Tony,
Are we playing?
Andre. Ashmari. Anastasia, Sarah, Valkova. Anastasia, Sarah, head to head. You serve. Yes. You serve. You're going to serve, okay? Okay. Good side, Tony. Who's going to receive, Tony? Jenny? Okay. Your first one here and there, okay? First right. Very good. There'll be someone coming as well. Anyone coming this? No, we have none.
Players, you ready, please? Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Russia, represented by Andrei Ashmarin and Anastasia Shervikova. On my left, Ireland, represented by Tony Murphy, Jenny King. Russia's the serve, Anastasia Shervikova to Jenny King. Love all. Play.
So we're back with the final match of this Ireland against Russia International here at the Baldoyle Badminton Centre. Ireland leading 3 matches to 1, of course. Victory in the last match for the Russians in the women's doubles.
Love.
Now we have the mixed doubles, and for Russia in blue, Andrea Shmarin and Anastasia Shervikova. And then green for Ireland, Tony Murphy and Jenny King.
Jenny King straight back onto court. Not much of a rest there, but you know, in all fairness, not very tired from her last match. She passed quite quickly.
Yeah, I think Jenny would have been quite anxious just to get straight back out again and put that women's doubles
I
behind
think
her.
so. I'd have been in the car driving home.
Against one of the experienced Russians, Ashmarin, and against
Love.
partnering Anastasia Shcherevikova, one of the really young, talented Russians coming through. Shcherevikova on tour at the moment, playing alongside Nina Vyslova in women's doubles. But for me, she's a mixed doubles player. Plays some singles also.
5, love.
But I think we certainly would expect this one to go the same way as the women's doubles, a healthy and convincing
Already
win for the
5 love,
Russians.
you know.
Yeah. And a change of racket for Tony already.
Service over.
The first point for the Irish, drawing a
1.
round of applause from the
Oh.
crowd.
Service over. 6, 1. Service over. 2, 6.
Yeah, the flick serve, catching Ashmarin
3,
off
6.
guard.
Oh, this Russian pair are quick.
Service over. 7, 3.
Both play at a high level. You see them regularly playing at Super Series
Yeah.
in women's doubles and men's doubles, so they're used to that pace.
Very quick coming forward.
Yeah.
It's followed in.
8, 3.
This is turning.
This pair quite happy to also rotate, play side by side. And that's the difference in the level of quality here.
9,
I think
3.
the Irish, they're throwing everything into that rally.
Mm.
All sorts of attempts of trickery, and it's just it's not got through.
And the Russians just playing within themselves.
I think they look in a hurry to finish this match as well.
Service over. 4,
Cherikova,
9.
how do I pronounce it?
Shcherevikova.
Cherikova. Quite good once you tell me the first time.
Yeah.
But she's quite confident, quite strong at the back of the court, quite happy to be there.
Service over.
I think 20 years old now. Anastasia.
10, 4.
Ashmarin's head looks small in proportion to the rest of his body. I mean,
Yeah.
Service over. 5, 10.
Yeah.
Service
Block
over.
at the net.
11, 5.
Shcherevikova.
Interval.
And it's a 11-5 interval lead. And this mixed doubles heading the same way that the women's doubles did just before it.
part of me wants to actually just see it continue like this, just because the quality will be higher. I like the approach the Russians are taking to You know, they do have a competition this week.
Yeah.
I think it's important for them to be ruthless, not let their standards slip.
I do know certainly. I wouldn't know Ashmarin all that well, but Chervikova I've seen a lot in juniors and coming through,
Court 20
and
seconds.
she takes every match as a serious.
That's why, again, going back
Yeah.
to the start of the match, I question a little bit the approach in
11-5.
the first two matches of the Russians,
Play.
particularly the ladies singles.
12-5.
Just felt the second set, particularly with Permanova, was a bit haphazard,
Mm,
and it's honestly affected the outcome of the match.
yeah, that was the crucial tie.
Yeah, no, yeah, well, even the men's doubles was crucial, but I think the Russian guys, the Russian boys, really pushed. I think they were making a strong effort. I just don't think it was their
13-5.
day. And not taking away anything from Chloe's performance today in the ladies singles, but I felt Permanova looked a little bit disinterested.
Again, the speed on that flat play from Ashmarin.
14-5.
So strong.
And you can see him just looking around, and he's really just. It's almost like a demonstration for him.
It's frightening when you play with players that can do that to you.
Mm.
Comes back faster.
Service over. 6-14.
Good interception from Jenny. But as you said,
Service
Alistair,
over.
very comfortable.
15-6.
Chervikova is equally as comfortable in the rear court as she is at the front court. And that's a nice luxury to have sometimes.
Also the communication between the pair as well. Ashmarin's quite confident to get into the front of the court quickly, not worry about having to cover the back of the court. I'm pretty sure that's a
16-6.
frightening thing for Jenny King to have to deal with right now when she sees Ashmarin on the other side of the net.
17-6. Service over.
And good interception from Jenny.
7-17.
You know you're in trouble when the lady starts doing
Service
that to
over.
your attack.
Yeah.
18-7.
That's the problem that Tony's up against here. His smash isn't working, so what else has he got left? That's
Excellent
based
return.
on that.
Yeah.
8,
Yep. As you said,
18.
they seem to be able to read his smash so well. Oh, definitely not enough
Service
depth in
over.
that flick serve.
19-8.
19-8, and that score, I think, adequately reflects the dominance of the Russians.
20. Game point. 8.
Again,
Yeah.
Ashmarin always hunting, racket up, ready for the interception down the line if it's coming. And this is turning out to be a bad hour for Jenny King at the moment.
Value for money. A lot of games played in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Probably only used 3 shuttles as well.
Of course, this international, a precursor to the Carlton Irish Open, which is running all this week here in Baldoyle. Of course, Carlton in their second year, I think, of sponsorship of this Irish Open. The Irish Open, the oldest running badminton open, and this its 100 consecutive year. And the Irish Open this year, very large entry list with some top-class European competitors, as well as a handful of world-class athletes who are particularly in the women's singles. When you've got, in particular, Carolina Marin back here for the first time since her victory in 2009 as a 16-year-old.
To continue our blatant Carrollton advertising, what Carrollton players do we have over this week? You're not happy with that, are you? Mark doesn't like blatant advertising, he told me.
There's a time and a place to thank all the advertisers for sure, or all the sponsors. Oh, we're missing a service judge.
Second
Do we
game.
have Vittingus over this week?
No.
Love all.
That was a Carrollton player.
Play.
Hans Christian just back from Hong Kong,
Oh, that's true, yeah.
and this
1.
always this month of Denmark is a heavy training schedule for the top Danes.
Joachim Persson?
Person is here this week, yes. Yeah.
Service over. 1-all.
Okay, will you give me a euro that we keep the second set single figures?
Service over.
No. Okay. Coffee?
2. 1.
Banana? I've got a green banana here. I just think it's too strong. The Irish are facing here.
3.
I think
1.
Jenny's actually playing well in both the ladies doubles and the mixed doubles. What's on the other side of the net is too strong. Super Series level competition.
Yeah, certainly in the women's doubles, Bolotova is starting to
Again,
show that.
4.
Sorry to
One.
Go ahead.
interrupt. For me, they're like Jenny doing her job fantastically at the net, and I have no idea why he's charging to the net. What's he trying to do? Finish the rally?
Yeah, I think certainly trying to shorten the rallies. Oh, unlucky there, really.
5.
And as I was saying, certainly Bolotova in the women's doubles. Her improvement over the last 18 months has been phenomenal. And Ash Marin is a proven,
Yeah.
not quite at the a top world class, but certainly can hold his own at Super Series level. And Chervikova is one of these younger Russians who the Russians are putting a lot of their faith in. And you can see that she has the movement and the speed of a top quality, the potential of a top quality player. Good backhand from Tony.
See, and that's
Service over.
it's disheartening
Six.
when you're
2.
throwing with your best shots and it's coming back stronger. Ow. For the highlights reel.
Yeah, that certainly has to go on the highlights
Service
reel
over.
or even a replay.
3. 6.
The exhibition shot from Ash Marin. The Irish a little bit more grit and determination in the second game.
That's a good shot. Continue to move it.
Oh,
4. 6. Service over. 7. 4.
Again, relentless attack in that rally from the Irish, but coming out with nothing from it.
Service over. 7-5, 8.
Great play.
6-8.
Not quite sure what Anastasia was thinking in that return.
8-4.
Again, relentless attack in that rally from the Irish, but coming out with nothing from it.
Service over. Service over. 7-5, 8, 9, 6.
Great play.
6-8.
Not quite sure what Anastasia was thinking in that return.
We're in the game a little bit.
8-4.
And there's a couple of messy
Again,
mistakes.
relentless attack in that rally from the Irish, but coming out with nothing from it. Ah, that's 3 in a row. That have been very, very poor.
Service over.
Takes the Russians.
The Irish have worked very hard in this game to
9, 6.
get themselves in it, and then they just, you can't do that. 3 rallies in a row like that. Great play.
6-8.
Waste of time and effort.
Not quite sure what Anastasia was thinking in that return.
We're in the game a little bit.
The Irish look like they have been working. You can see them, they're puffing and blowing a little bit. Relentless attack. When you look at the Russians, in they're that quite rally composed and and coming out with nothing from it. Ah, that's 3 in a row.
Really
Really playing well, very, within very themselves.
Service
Poor.
over.
Takes the Russians.
The Irish have worked very
20
hard in this
seconds
game
for
to
9 seconds. 6.
get themselves in it, and then they just, you can't do that. 3 rallies in a row like that. Great play.
6,
So 11-6.
8.
Waste of time and effort.
Not quite sure
11-6.
what Anastasia was thinking in that return.
We're in the game a little bit.
The Irish look like they have been working. You can see them, they're
Oh,
puffing
we've
and blowing
lost
a little bit.
one of our
You
scorers.
look at the Russians
Has
in that
disappeared.
rally,
Posed
the Irish
and,
coming out with nothing from it. Ah,
Service
that's 3 in a
over.
row. Really playing well,
Very,
within
very
themselves.
poor.
11.
Takes the Russians.
The Irish have worked very
20
hard in this
seconds
game
for
to
9 seconds. 6.
get themselves in it, and then they just, you can't do that. 3 rallies in a row.
Service over.
I like
So 11-6.
the way Ashman
12.
wasted time. He's
7.
very confident again.
Not quite sure
11-6.
what Anastasia was thinking in that return.
We're in the game a little bit.
The Irish look like they have been working. You can see them, they're
Oh,
puffing
we've
and blowing
lost
a little bit.
one of our
You
scorers.
look at the Russians
Has
in that
disappeared.
rally, the
Posed
Irish
and,
coming out with nothing from it.
Service over.
Ah,
Service
that's 3 in a
over.
row. Really
Okay,
playing
seven.
well,
Very,
within
very
themselves.
poor.
12.
I'd like to see the Irish
Takes the Russians.
For
very
20
hard in this
seconds
game
for
to
9 seconds.
No, they're not. But we saw at the beginning of the game,
get themselves in it, and then
Service ball
they
call.
worked hard to get themselves in a good position, and then
Service over.
you have silly errors. 11-6.
the way Ashman wasted time. He's very confident again.
Not quite sure
11-6.
what Anastasia was thinking in that return. The Irish look like they have been working. You can see them, they're
Oh,
puffing
we've
and blowing
lost
a little bit.
one of our
You
scorers.
look at the Russians
Has
in that
disappeared.
rally,
Posed
left it
and,
sitting up there for Ashmarin to attack.
3
3 in a row. Really playing well,
Very,
within
very
themselves.
poor.
12.
Russia, they call them
Takes the Russians.
For
very
20
hard in this
seconds
game
for
to
9 seconds.
No, they're not. But we
Service
saw at
Well
the
left
beginning
from
of the
Jenny.
game,
14. Service ball
they
call.
worked hard to get themselves in a good position, and then
13.
you have silly errors. 11-6.
the way Ashman wasted time. He's very confident again.
Not quite
Service
sure
6.
what Anastasia was thinking in that return.
9.
The Irish look like they have been working. You can see them, they're
Oh,
puffing
we've
and blowing
lost
a little bit.
one of our
You
scorers.
look at the Russians
Has
in that
disappeared.
rally,
Posed
left it
and,
sitting up there for Ashmarin to attack. And Tony playing well,
Very,
with
very
himself.
poor.
Again, as you said, Alistair, they do a lot of things good, and then there were 3 in a row.
It's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
a
but
little
we
bit
saw
annoyed. I mean,
well,
I'm
left
not,
beginning of Jenny,
uh, oblivious to the
they worked hard to get themselves in a good position, and then
high level opposition.
you have
They're
silly
playing
errors.
well.
11-6.
They're playing well. They're in rallies. They're mixing up their shots well, and they are mixing it up with mess and mistakes, and serving, receiving errors and stuff.
The Irish look like they have been working. You can see them.
Oh, we've
the
lost
key to
one of
your
our scorers.
Look at the Russians.
Your
comment there was
disappeared.
rallies
Posed
when they do get
sitting
into
up
them
there
there
for
for
Ashmarin
Ashmarin
to
to
attack.
attack this game. Tony,
Really
you said
very, very
too
poor.
many stupid
Again,
mistakes on
as you
serve.
said,
Alistair, they do a lot
and
of things
receive.
good, and then there were 3 in a row.
It's just,
Yeah.
you
No,
need
they're
to
not.
video analyze it
Left
afterwards, or they
Jenny.
sit with their coach and
They worked hard to get.
There's a lot of very good stuff even there.
You have silly errors.
They're playing well, they're in the rally line, mixing up their shots well, and they are mixing it up with mess and mistakes, and
Yeah.
serving, receiving errors and stuff.
There's no need for Tony to do some work. Jenny was already there. The key to your comment there was rallies. When they do get
Like
into
gambling.
the Russian to attack Tony, she said there were too many stupid mistakes on serve. Said Alistair. They do a lot of things good, and then there were 3 in a row. Yeah.
Video analyse it afterwards, or they sit with their coach and
They worked hard to get.
there's a lot of very good stuff even there.
You have silly errors.
They're playing well, they're in the rally line, mixing up their shots well, and they are mixing it up well with mess and mistakes, and serving, receiving errors and stuff.
There's no need for Tony to do some work. Jenny was already there. The key to your comment there was rallies. When they do get
Like
into
gambling.
the Russian to attack
What do you do when you're on the receiving end of this?
too many stupid mistakes on serve. Said Alistair. So match point and receive, and then there were 3 in a row. Yeah.
Video analyse it afterwards, or they sit with their coach and
They worked hard. Poor
there's a lot
serve.
of very good stuff
The
even
lanky Russian. You have silly errors.
They're playing well, they're in the rally line, mixing up their shots well, and they are mixing it up well.
Follows it up with an aggressive backhand return down the line, and I think very much as we predicted, there's always going to be an uphill struggle in the women's doubles and this mixed doubles. Certainly, Jenny,
What do you do when you're on the receiving
she
end
did
of
much better in this mix than she had in the previous women's doubles. Tony just lacking a little bit, maybe more on the mental side of it and positional side of it, and then too many unforced simple errors. Serve, a lanky Russian. Yeah, sure.
the notch at the end of I'm not even going to move for the last shot, and then Pro Miraculo with
Follows it up with an aggressive backhand return down the line, and Ireland against Russia International. 3-2 win. I think very much as we predicted, there's always going to be an uphill struggle in the women's doubles and this mixed doubles. A lot to be positive about it. Have another in the previous women's doubles. 6 p.m. It's going to be Ireland's lacking a little bit, maybe more on the mental side of it. Against Sweden, you understand? And then too many unforced simple errors. For bringing you that, and myself and Alistair will be back again, so I'm told. Sure. But that
more blatant advertising, maybe move for the last shot, and then I have to lose the job.
follows it up with an aggressive backhand return down the line, and Sweden against Ireland. 3-2 win. I think very much as we predicted, it's always